To those of you who've already got a copy of my new audiobook, Elisa, the sci-fi action adventure and love story for the age of AI, I'm humbled. Thank you. The results have been great. To those of you who haven't yet got a copy, it's on Audible, Amazon, and a lot of other talking book marketplaces. Just look for Elisa, E-L-I-S-A, and Jim Love, or Google Elisa and Jim Love, and a whole list will come up. Microsoft eyes the creation of an AI marketplace to pay publishers for content they've used. Workers in Canada and the US still don't feel ready for AI, and a new company called Unit 221B raises $5 million to track and disrupt top hacking groups. Welcome to Hashtag Trending. I'm your host, Jim Love. Let's get into it. Microsoft says they're building what they call a publisher content marketplace, a new platform where publishers can sell access to their work for use in AI products like Microsoft's Copilot. Instead of one-off publishing deals, the marketplace would act more like an exchange. Publishers put their content in, and Microsoft pays them based on how often it's used and how valuable it's judged to be. Axios reports that the company is still in pilot talks with a small group of publishers, and the details like pricing and usage tracking haven't yet been finalized. Now, other companies, smaller companies, have tried similar ideas, but they didn't have the scale or the resources to make it stick. And that's what makes this effort important. If Microsoft can get enough publishers and AI demand on the platform, if it can reach a critical mass, it might finally create a sustainable model where both sides benefit. Now, that's a big if. Pulling this off would be a defining moment in how AI and publishing finally coexist. Failing to do so would leave publishers back where they started, fighting for fair compensation, one lawsuit at a time, and tech companies up in the air as to what their liabilities might be. So considering these alternatives, it is probably in the best interest of all parties to make this succeed, if at all possible. A new global survey of more than 14,000 adults in 13 countries shows that while workers want to use AI, most don't think their workplaces or their governments are giving them the tools to do it. The study was run by Morning Consult and Salesforce. The study's done a great breakdown by countries and gives us some good comparison data. For instance, in the United States, only 39% of workers said their workplace is prepared for AI. In Canada, that number drops further to 35%. Compare that to India, where 83% said they feel ready, or Saudi Arabia at 70%. These countries appear to be making big national efforts and possibly even investments in skills training. The gap is striking, and it echoes what OpenAI's own analysis showed last week. The fastest adoption of its technology is happening not in the richest nations, but in supposedly poorer countries like India, Brazil, and Mexico, where thanks to OpenAI, access is often free or very low cost. It's almost as if OpenAI recognizes that these countries will be far more important in the new AI-enabled world. With that wide availability and now the indication of strong worker readiness, you can start to see a picture of emerging economies sprinting ahead. China was not included in this survey, but given its massive investment in AI education and infrastructure, it's fair to assume that it will match or even exceed India. So it raises a blunt question. Could North America lose the next wave of digital jobs the same way it lost manufacturing and IT services to India and China? And this time, wages aren't the main factor. It may come down to who's better prepared to use AI. Remember that common saying, don't fear AI taking your job, fear someone who knows how to use AI better than you taking your job? The US and Canada may have something to be concerned about other than whether the US or China will win the AI race. It's possible that the US could win the battle to achieve AI supremacy, but still lose the war of leveraging it to create economic value in new digital economies. There must be thousands of companies trying to offer cybersecurity services, but a relatively new company has shown how a focus on key problem areas can and does pay off. A New Jersey-based security startup, Unit 221B, just raised $5 million in seed funding to sharpen its ability to track, disrupt, and help law enforcement bring down some of the most active English-speaking hacking groups today. They use a threat intelligence platform called AI-readiness, along with a team of hackers, forensic experts, and engineers. What they're focused on isn't just state-backed espionage, but what they're calling advanced persistent teenagers. This is a new group of young disruptors behind ransomware, cloud breaches, and even criminal networks that spill into the real world. If you followed our recent weekend show on ransomware on Cybersecurity Today, there's a picture of this world, and it's scary. But this group's fighting back, and they've already helped in investigations leading to arrests of hackers linked to groups like Scattered Spider and the Calm. And their system pulls together intelligence from police, journalists, and researchers to build cases and preserve forensic evidence. They also advise Fortune 500 companies on how exposed their industries are and where the next big threats might come from. So at a time where we might be wondering whether coding jobs could shrink in the age of AI, cybersecurity, we know, is going in the opposite direction. Threats are growing, not shrinking, and companies need more people and more tools to fight them. And in this case, more creative solutions. If you want to get more information on cybersecurity, follow us on Cybersecurity Today, our sister podcast. You can find it on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get podcasts. And that's our show. Once again, my sincere thanks to each and every one of you that are helping make the launch of Elisa, the audiobook, a success. And if you like it, please post a review. They all help. And if you haven't checked it out yet, I'd love to have your support. And if you like the show, you might like the narrator. It's me. It's Elisa, E-L-I-S-A. Get it on Audible or Amazon or Kobo. Just Google it with Jim Love and Elisa. You'll find dozens of other places to purchase it. To those of you who've already made my day, thank you. To those of you who are about to, thank you. And to everyone, whether you listen to the book or not, have a wonderful Wednesday.